Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0123, indicates a high voltage issue within the throttle position TP sensor A circuit on the Honda Accord models from 2012 to 2017. This diagnostic condition arises when the voltage signal from the TP sensor exceeds the expected range, which can affect engine performance and response. The TP sensor plays a critical role in regulating the engine's throttle opening. It communicates the position of the throttle valve to the engine control module, ECM, by generating a voltage signal corresponding to the throttle's angle. Problems with this circuit can lead to drivability issues or even trigger the engine's limp mode as a safety measure. In these models, the TP sensor A is typically located on the throttle body assembly, connected through a wiring harness to the powertrain control module, PCM. Proper diagnosis and repair are essential to maintain performance and emissions compliance. After completing repairs based on earlier diagnostic steps, it's essential to verify that all work has been conducted correctly. To initiate this verification, switch the ignition to off. Next, ensure that all connectors, including those on the throttle body and PCM, are securely reconnected to eliminate any potential points of failure. Following reconnections, exit the SCS mode in the HDS to prepare the system for a standard diagnostic check. With everything reassembled, turn the ignition back to the on position to power the system and perform a reset of the powertrain control module, PCM, using the HDS. This reset helps clear historical error codes and adjust the system for optimal performance. Finally, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs once more to ensure the P0123 code has been addressed, confirming that no fault persists. Preventive maintenance is crucial for ensuring long-term reliability and functioning of the throttle position system. Regular inspections of connections at the throttle body and powertrain control module, PCM, can uncover early signs of wear or corrosion that may lead to faults in the future. Keeping the vehicle's PCM software up to date is equally important, as updates provided by Honda often address known issues and optimize performance. Scheduled routine diagnostic checks can proactively identify potential errors or fault codes before they escalate into operational problems. Emphasizing these preventive measures can significantly enhance the resilience of the vehicle's throttle system and overall engine performance over time. In conclusion, DTC P0123 signifies a high voltage issue within the throttle position sensor A circuit, which can severely impact vehicle performance if left unresolved. The troubleshooting process outlined is critical in accurately diagnosing the cause of this error code. By following each step meticulously, technicians can effectively identify and rectify potential faults in the sensor or wiring systems. Regular maintenance and diagnostic checks further contribute significantly to vehicle reliability, preventing future occurrences of this code. Whether you are a professional mechanic or a DIY enthusiast, understanding the implications of DTC P0123 and the requisite actions will ensure better operational safety and enhanced performance for Honda Accord models from 2012 to 2017. DTC P0123 relates specifically to a high voltage reading from the throttle position TP sensor A circuit, which is integral to monitoring throttle position for optimal engine management. The TP sensor's primary function is to measure the angle of the throttle plate and relay this information to the engine control module, ECM. The signal sent by the TP sensor is crucial for determining the air-fuel mixture required by the engine under various operating conditions. The throttle body assembly is where the TP sensor is located. making it vulnerable to issues such as wiring faults or connector problems. Understanding the components involved in this code is essential because addressing the sensor's malfunction can directly impact vehicle performance and safety, often resulting in poor fuel efficiency or acceleration responsiveness. There are several possible causes for the triggering of DTC P0123. A faulty throttle position TP sensor A may be the primary reason, leading to an incorrect voltage signal being sent to the engine control module, ECM. Additionally, wiring issues, such as shorts, breaks, or corrosion in the circuit, can impede the electrical flow, resulting in abnormal voltage readings. Poor connections, particularly at the throttle body or PCM terminal points, could also introduce intermittent faults. If there are simultaneous DTCs, like P0223, this suggests that multiple factors could be affecting the throttle system, warranting a more thorough investigation to isolate the root cause. Lastly, a malfunctioning powertrain control module, PCM, could misinterpret signals from the TP sensors, resulting in high voltage readings, even when the hardware is functioning correctly. The symptoms associated with DTC P0123 can significantly affect the driving experience. One of the primary signs is poor acceleration or responsiveness from the throttle, which may manifest as delayed power delivery or sluggish performance. In severe cases, the engine may stall or hesitate during operation, which can be especially dangerous in traffic. Additionally, drivers may find the throttle becomes unresponsive, leading to unsafe driving conditions as the driver's input isn't translated to the engine's behavior. An illuminated check engine light will also typically be present on the dashboard, alerting the driver to a problem. Recognizing these symptoms promptly can prevent further damage to the vehicle's engine management system and ensure safer driving conditions. Commencing troubleshooting for DTC P0123 begins with setting the ignition switch to the on position or activating the engine start-stop button to enter the on mode. Following this, it is crucial to clear the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, which ensures any previous error codes are reset for accurate testing. The next step involves monitoring the throttle position, TP, sensor A parameters within the HDS. Here, checking if the voltage readings align with predetermined thresholds is essential. The expected value should not exceed 4.8 volts. It's important to determine if current conditions match this threshold. If they do match, the failure is confirmed, and subsequent troubleshooting steps should be undertaken. If not, then the issue may be intermittent, suggesting further investigation into the wiring and connections at the throttle body and PCM is needed. The next step is to determine the potential failure area by checking for any pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS. This will help in identifying if there are other related error codes, specifically if both DTC P0123 and P0223 are present concurrently. The presence of both DTCs suggests a more complex issue with the throttle system that needs careful evaluation, indicating that issues may not just be limited to the TP sensor A, but could also involve similar areas affecting the throttle position sensors. If both codes are indicated, further diagnostic steps directed at addressing this dual fault should be initiated. If only DTC P0123 is confirmed, the subsequent steps will focus solely on isolating the issue directly in the TP sensor A circuit. To proceed with troubleshooting, the ignition switch should first be turned to the off position. Next, it is vital to disconnect the throttle body 6P connector to isolate the TP sensor A from the circuit. After separating the connector, switch the ignition to the on position again, which allows for voltage measurements to be taken. Specifically, You will measure the voltage between designated test points. The throttle body 6P connector pin for the TP sensor A, typically identified as number 6 with a red-black wire, and ensure continuity down to body ground. The measurement obtained should register approximately 5.0 volts. If this value is obtained, the next step involves replacing the throttle body, leading to the repair verification process. Otherwise, if the expected voltage is absent, a deeper investigation into wire continuity or other potential faults will be required. After diagnosing voltage issues in Step 3, troubleshoot for an open wire scenario in the THL1 line. Start by turning the ignition switch to off. A critical next step is to utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to jump the SCS line, allowing for appropriate diagnostics to proceed. Then, disconnect the PCM connector B, specifically the 51P connector, to prevent any erroneous signals during continuity checks. With these components safely disconnected, check for continuity between the throttle body 6P connector and the PCM connector B at the respective identified test points, which must also remain disconnected during this process. A successful continuity check implies that the THL1 wire and connections are intact. If continuity exists, the PCM should be updated to the latest software version. If continuity fails, this indicates an open circuit that requires repair to the THL1 wire connecting PCM to throttle body. Step 5 focuses on further verifying the integrity of the wiring by checking the SG3 DBW line. As before, turn the ignition switch to off to initiate this process. Again, utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to jump the SCS line to facilitate accurate measurements. The next action is to disconnect both the PCM-B connector and the throttle body 6P connector. Once these connectors are detached, perform a continuity check between the throttle body connector number 3, identified with a green wire, and the corresponding test point on the PCM connector B. Extending this troubleshooting to confirm continuity will further isolate the issue to specific wiring paths. If the continuity check indicates a successful connection, determine whether the PCM requires an update or substitution. Should a fault be detected in the SG3 DBW line, repairs should address the issue directly between the throttle body and the PCM to restore proper vehicle functionality. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.